Being able to say millennials are still screeching at each other about Naruto versus One Piece over Facebook threads, and have that hold true, might be the best evidence that the rapture happened, and we are currently in hell. And as much as that makes me want to commit Sudoku, I'm here instead to, unfortunately, tackle a point I hear brought up way too much when it comes to the big three, or any long-running anime: filler episodes. Mostly a relic of the past. I'm looking at you, Boruto, like father like son, eh? Filler episodes are brought up constantly when discussing anime like Bleach, Naruto, and One Piece, but in the grand scheme of things, filler episodes don't matter at all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not here trying to defend the quality of filler episodes. If you pulled a gun on me and asked me to pick between watching the Bount Arc of Bleach or the Bount Arc of Naruto Shippuden, I'd debate telling you to take the shot. Typically, they're really below average. My point here is, why does it matter if these arcs existed in the first place? I mean, sure, if you were watching Naruto on release, maybe 79 episodes in a row before the last episode all being filler might leave a sour taste in your mouth. But it's not 2006 anymore, and in a world where you simply go on google.com, type in Naruto filler skip list, hit enter, and are given all the information you need, it really just doesn't matter. The same goes for Bleach. The Bount Arc simply doesn't exist if you close your eyes and do not see it. Same goes with the Naruto Shippuden Bount Arc and the last 79 episodes of original Naruto. I really can't get over that, by the way. It really is a ridiculous amount of shit that does not matter. And yeah, it sucks that in 2006 people had to sit through roughly 29 hours of filler plus TV ads on a weekly basis just to watch their show end. But in current year, you have the option of not watching any of it at all. And maybe, if you want some flavor here and there, like the Kakashi Anbu arc, which really isn't all that bad, knock yourself out. But if you're here for the real shit, just avoid it, and if you really like the universe the show takes place in that much, revisit it. Lord knows I've bonded with people over shitting on the Naruto Shippuden Bount Arc forever, but even then, that arc has a Guy versus Kakashi fight that's pretty decent and fun to watch. It's not all unwatchable dog trash garbage, but most of it is. And even with that being the case, with how easily accessible information is on what to skip, the amount of filler shouldn't be an argument in terms of affecting a show's legacy, because at the end of the day, without the filler, the show stays exactly the same. There is a type of person I'd like to talk about before class is dismissed today. Though very rare, legends say in the wild there are filler supremacists, people, if you can even call them that, who argue that you're not a real fan of the show unless you watch the filler. Now, I kind of get where they're coming from. It's the same type of person who thinks you haven't finished a video game unless you 100% all the achievements, get all the ending, all that shit. But as the kids say, fuck 'em. At the end of the day, what matters the most is that you are enjoying the show as much as you can. If filler ruins that, skip it. The Bount Arc felt like the biggest pause button in anime. And the writing of the previous arc and the one that follows compared to the Bount Arc jumps in quality like crazy. Messing up the pacing and the viewing experience for yourself because some jawlet with the @BillyJoeBob2003 on Twitter.com might call you a bitch is never worth it, especially with anime as long as the big three. At the end of the day, the moral of the story is, don't let a ton of filler ruin the viewing experience for you. It's not some important mountain to climb over, treat it as extra side content if you want it. In an age where information is 2 clicks away, you can very easily figure out what to skip. Not only is filler a non-issue, but I truly believe it shouldn't even be taken into account when talking about how good a show was. Filler only ever really affects the people if the show is currently airing with filler. Looking at you, Boruto. You'd think they'd have learned their lesson by now. Jesus Christ.